Hello everybody, and welcome to Wounded Healer Tarot. My name is James, and I'm going to be doing your reading today. This particular reading is for the sign of Virgo. Now, I'm going to take a look at the energies that are currently influencing you, and then after this we will get into your 9-card tarot spread to get some more details on your current situation, or whatever will soon be becoming your current situation. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Okay. At the bottom of the deck here, we have desiring belonging. And feeling. Now, to me, this speaks to, feeling very, you could currently or soon will be feeling very, disconnected from people. You can feel disconnected from your family, your friends, the people you work with. And I feel like, a part of that is because you haven't really allowed yourself to be vulnerable for whatever reason. We'll probably figure that out in the tarot spread here, but I get that either you yourself need to be more vulnerable in order to make that connection with people, or you feel like others are lacking that vulnerability to truly make that connection, right? But underneath that here, we have ruler, which to me is like the equivalent of the emperor here, where you're standing your ground, you're in your power, right? You have an unshakable, authentic confidence, sense of self, to where you know yourself well enough to know what you require when it comes to any sort of relationships. Again, it doesn't have to be just romantic. It can also be platonic when it comes to family or friends, the workplace, and all that. Alright, so first up here in the spread, we have card number 13, climbing. Let's see. I feel like this card has a lot to do with perspective, in a sense. The action associated with this card is put one foot in front of the other, and the advice is the higher the view, the better the options. The description of this card reads, the higher you go, the broader the view. Move vertically to chart your progress. Dig deep, and no matter the dangers above or below, only those who risk reap dazzling rewards. Race ahead of the pack to scout out new possibility and safe havens. Find protection in the height. Seek wisdom at the tallest vantage point. Do not waste thoughts on the return journey. Trust the path you need will unfold. Go only as far as needed. Reserve energy and resources to see what you need to see. Stop, access, and move forward. I don't know if that means stop, assess, and move forward. That might be a typo in the book. Treasures await and are often found in unlikely places. Allies appear with synchronicity when you need them. The support you require is alive like the tree beneath the cat's claws. Trees and cats have a different time experience than humans. Remember, your perception of life is but a single perception among many. Be still enough to look through the eyes of another person, place, or thing to gain new perspective. Look beneath the surface to illuminate the mysteries within. Stop and enjoy the view. Keep your goal in mind, always, yet be open to interesting twists and turns. Alright. Yeah. You see, I feel like you're really being asked to view a particular situation from a different perspective. I feel like, not only are you being asked to view this situation from the other individual's side, walk in the other individual's shoes, you're also being asked to, like, take a deeper look at it, right? Use the wisdom of your higher self to really sort through this particular situation. And you're just being asked to, essentially trust the universe that things will work out as they should, when they should. I feel like, timing may be somewhat significant here. Now, the next card we have is Desiring Transformation. Alright, let's see. Desiring Transformation. And I feel like this transformation that you desire in particular could have to do with a particular connection, being as, we had the feelings card at the bottom of the deck, speaking with vulnerability. There could be a need to really be open and honest, and that may not be speaking just to you, that could be speaking to the both of you, okay? Alright, now, for the how, we have prepare yourself for big changes, and the advice here is go with the flow. The description reads, change is not something that comes natural for humans. Changes are fairly upsetting for most cats as well. A piece of furniture out of place, a box that wasn't there before, even a suitcase can symbolize something different. Objects that symbolize change in their territory will excite, bring curiosity, or disturb them. Safety in any environment is crucial, so awareness of change is helpful. Whether it feels comfortable or not, the soul's intrinsic and true nature is evolution and growth. Transformation is a natural state requiring nothing but a willing soul. Greet each moment with appreciation and an open heart. Evolution is effortless. Remaining stuck requires effort and angst. Examine the path unfolding with ease. Embrace the unknown. Follow the blueprint of your heart. Allow wings to buffer flight into who you were always meant to be. Seek higher ground and deeper truth. Your life is the laboratory of you. Play an experiment. Try new things. Eat new foods and flavors. Try something out of character. Break your patterns. Move out of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself to promote growth. Yeah, you see, I feel that, this transformation is going to both be within you and, like, in turn will then create sort of like a domino effect where it will then, affect this connection, this relationship, and maybe not even just a particular one, but all of them, because, when your perception changes, the way that you act changes, right? And if you're trying new things, you're doing things like out of character, breaking patterns, right? That sort of change is, again, going to affect everything. Breaking a pattern could involve you speaking up when it comes to your feelings, speaking up when you feel someone's hurt you, maybe, speaking up about, like, the fact that, like, maybe someone is lying about something, and it could be something major that affects both of your lives. But, whatever it is you're doing, I feel like, you're gonna find, right, that, like, obviously this transformation is not gonna be easy. Most transformations are quite difficult. And I feel like you're probably gonna have to be, like, letting go of some people, and at the same time, the letting go of those people is going to attract new people into your life. And they're the people that are really, meant to be here in your life. These people are, like, in a sense, they're like your soul family. And I feel like that's a lot of, like, what this is leading to, like, being with people, finding a group of people that, makes you feel like you're finally like somewhere you belong. Alright, now to get into your tarot spread here, let's get some details for Virgo. What does Virgo need to know at this current point in time? Woo! Alright, now this isn't going to be in the spread, but I feel like this is a little something, a little message that the universe feels like you may need to hear right now in this Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like, you could very well currently be going through this transition here, this transformation rather, and you feel like it's been taking forever, right? It feels like, it's been a long road. Yeah, and with the Eight of Swords popping out, I definitely get that you've been standing in your own way, in a sense, and it's like you've been going through life blindfolded, essentially, or going into like particular situations blindfolded. But I feel like with the Queen of Swords coming out, you're not gonna be that person anymore. Now you are speaking up. You are letting people know, and you're also letting them know that you're not afraid to cut a motherfucker out. If they act wrong, they try to push your boundaries and they don't respect you. Too bad, so sad, right? Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Let's get this started. Alright, Justice, not a bad start so far. Yeah, I get that this is definitely gonna have to, or not gonna have to, but I feel like this is definitely speaking to, rather, connections in your life. There are a decent bit of swords out here, so I feel like, a lot of what you're going through, is very cerebral, it's very mental, maybe not even so much emotional. But let's see here, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles, as well as the Nine of Wands, Mr. Wounded Warrior out here. And then we have, lastly, the Eight of Wands. Interesting. So I get the vibe that you receive an offer that may most certainly trigger you, right? But with the Nine of Wands, I get that, you're very determined to really get through the situation. I feel like you're very determined, right, to just figure a few things out. I get, maybe this individual that you're getting this offer from, they could be somebody that you've been with before, and the last offer that you received from them was like, it was very small. It's kind of mean to call it a joke, but you could very well have felt like they were offering you so little that it's like, really? Are you serious? You thought I would accept that? Like, I respect and love myself more than that. Thanks. And, this new offer here, it may have, a bit more, but it's still sort of like triggering you because it's making you think back to that last interaction you may have had with this individual when they were, giving you an offer, and you were kind of seeing right through it. So now, you may even, you may be coming off a bit defensive here with your reaction, but you're also, keeping in mind, right? Let's see, this is kind of like, alright, you fucked me over last time, but I guess I'll hear what you have to say, right? And that's what opens up a line of communication. That's what begins this larger conversation here with the Eight of Wands. Alright, so for your spread here, we have we have justice. Okay, there's a balancing of the scales. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. And the Two of Wands here. Now, I definitely get the vibe, with justice, this person, the situation could very well be karmic. Okay, and now, karmic isn't bad. Right? I know there's a bit of a stigma, right, on karmic people, karmic connections. But all that really means is that there is a larger purpose to this situation, right? It means that, regardless of the outcome, there's something you're meant to learn here, something very significant, okay? And that's why this situation is happening in a particular way at a particular time, okay? And with the Three of Pentacles here, I definitely get the vibe that, you and this person, right, there could be talk about building something together, working together. Maybe you guys are going to go into business together. It could be a sort of like Schitt's Creek type of situation, how David and Patrick, right, they first met because David wanted to start a business, handing in that application, and then from there it's history, right? But, as they were navigating, working together, building a business together, they formed that closeness, that connection, and they got to know each other on a particular level where, they felt really connected. And, David ended up making the first move and not even knowing that Patrick, right, had never been with a man before. This was his, first man-to-man situation. But, also stating, right, that, it felt right. And at a certain point, he goes on to explain that the time that he spent with David, regardless of the fact that it was his first experience, right, he still went on to explain that, the time that he spends with David, the time that he's been spending with David, has shown him why all these other situations did not work out, right? So I feel like, with the Three of Pentacles, you guys could definitely be, coming together to work on a business, or this could be you guys, coming together and deciding to, work together on this connection, making sure that the both of you are putting in work, making sure that, there's a sort of even equal, give and take here in this connection. It's not going to be where one person's doing 80% and the other person's doing 20, right? And with this Two of Wands, I feel like, that, the discussion about that, it's really given you a lot to think about, right? Because I feel like, you could possibly be somebody who has a lot to lose if this goes sideways. I feel like you've put so much time and effort into getting where you are today in life that you really cannot afford a distraction. Alright, now, next up we have the Four of Swords. I always like to see this card come up in this sort of situation. And then we have the Three of Swords, which, despite its reputation, isn't always bad, because yes, it represents heartbreak, but at the same time it could also represent healing the heart, healing the situation, coming back together after heartbreak, and, talking things out, working things out. And then next up we have the Knight of Swords, so there's going to be a lot of communication here. maybe even sudden communication. I feel like with the Four of Swords, you and this individual, you know, after this attempt at reconnecting and, trying to figure out how to work this out, I feel like there may have been like a momentary hiccup. And like I feel like the both of you here with this Four of Swords went your separate ways to do your own personal healing. Okay? Because that happens a lot more times than most people realize, and a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to like a relationship, when it comes to any connection really, there's gonna be work that you're each gonna have to do on your own. Because regardless of anything really, you both have your own separate journeys. There are things that you need to work on within yourselves that can only be resolved within you, right? Like you can't rely on another person to make you feel whole, to make you feel happy. You have to find your own happiness outside of a relationship. You have to find happiness within yourself. And I feel like in a sense, that's sort of like the key to really being able to function in healthy relationships is, having your own separate life, having, being able to create your own happiness and finding that within you as opposed to, externally in others. And I feel like, after you guys go through that healing and you start to experience this, like you go back over rather this situation, I feel like, this sudden communication is going to be sort of like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast moment, right? Whereas, either you or this individual, is at that point to where they've healed enough to be able to come in and peacefully and honestly, talk about everything that you feel, everything, and that you require in order for this to work successfully. Excuse me, for the both of you. Now, lastly here, we have the Fool. Always love to see the Fool come out. And then we have the Ten of Swords, as well as the Ace of Wands. Now, I feel like, to have both the, to have the Knight of Swords right before the Fool, right? I definitely get the vibe that you could be messaging this person first, okay? Like, it's a lot of fast-moving energy here. It's like you came out of this isolation, essentially, where you kept to yourself and you were resolving things within yourself. And that Three of Swords really created, it's like, the Four to the Three of Swords and then this Knight of Swords. It's like you want to resolve this heartbreak. You went through this time by yourself. You both did, and now you're feeling, you've resolved enough within you to be able to resolve this situation with this other individual. And that's why, you're coming in here with the quickness with this Knight of Swords, and you're taking that leap here with the Fool. Because now you feel so ready to just start over here with this individual, because aces, they represent new beginnings, right? This is like a fresh, clean slate. And you're letting go of essentially, like, I feel like the Ten of Swords is out here to speak to, letting go of any past hurt, past betrayals, past pain that has been contributing to, any particular sort of heartbreak. Because you could have gone through a lot of heartbreak, and, that definitely was something that could have been unresolved within you. And that could be a part of why this situation fell apart. I felt like the both of you had a lot of, unresolved pain from the past that you needed to release. before you guys can come back together and have this new beginning here with this Ace of Wands. Like, I feel like you and this individual have this like whole new perspective, maybe even, you know, a whole new even lust for life, right? You can feel just so, you can even feel like almost like brand new, right? And that's what's really helping you here to look forward and just wipe the slate clean with this individual and just start over fresh and build something new and a lot more healthy, where you guys definitely are a lot more connected. And, you know, I feel like this Knight of Swords could also speak to, you know, we have both we have the Knight of Swords here, and then that Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And I definitely get that, you know, communication was definitely something that, was something that needed to be worked on. You know, there was definitely like a sort of block when it came to communication, which could also be why it was so difficult for you guys to like genuinely like connect beforehand. All right, Virgo, these are the messages that I have for you today, and I do hope they serve you well. Be gentle with yourselves. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye now.